My name is Zaki Haidari. I am from Afghanistan. I left my country in September 2012. Why did I fail to leave my country? Because my ethnic group is Hazara and my religion is Shia Muslim. So those two factors always put me in real risk. They don't like my ethnic group because of our look, because of our religion, because of our beliefs and values that we have. And also, my father was a doctor. He believed strongly in education, and he was practicing his field. He was practicing as a doctor, and he opened the first medical center in the town that we were living. As Afghanistan been in war for over 4 decades now, it's not a developed country. Most of the medicine are imported from other countries, and they're labeled in English. So my father, when he was traveling to get his medicine from the capital city, Kabul, to the town that we were living, it's called Beirut, he had to write all his delivery lists in English. We know that the way he was traveling wasn't safe for him, but he never listened to us. He kept traveling back to Kabul, even now, to get his medicine. But once in 2011, his van was stopped by Taliban, and they searched my father. They found his English document. They took him away, accused him for helping international forces because they found his English documents with him. So in Afghanistan, if someone is doing wrong, someone else in the family someone else in the family has to pay the price, and the price is normally death or their life. So I was the oldest son in the family, and they were sending letters, they were sending people asking for me, that I had to go to them. I knew that if I went to them, I was killed by them. So that was the main reasons that I left my country. What's wrong with Taliban, or what's illegal with Taliban? They are a rebel group. They are part of ISIS. They don't believe in education. They're a terrorist group that they don't believe in education. They don't believe in human rights. They don't believe in equality. All they want is that everyone has to listen to them. Nobody has to go to school, nobody has to go to university, everybody has to go to mosque and listen to them, what they're saying. That's the country they want. They don't want the people to be educated. So if you go to school, or if you go to university, or if you work with government, you're an army or a policeman or a doctor, you're illegal for them. They will hate you if they find something that shows that you work with government, or you go to school, or you go to university. I leave behind. I left everything. I left my siblings. I left my mother. I left my 4-year-old brother, who was very young. He was crying for me when I left. That was the hardest part. I left my friends, I left my country, my community. I left basically everything that I felt that belonged to me. my memories, my good memories and my bad memories, my relatives, basically everything that a human has from their home country. How was my feeling when I made the decision? It was very sad and emotional when I knew that I had to leave, because I was young. I was only 17 when my mother decided to send me to a safe country. After my father was disappeared, I wasn't safe anymore. We had to move. We had to leave the town. We had to hide in another town, and then the Taliban found us. My mom tried to hide me for 2 months. She couldn't hide me anymore. So then she decided to send me to a safe country. And she just tried to get me a passport. It was really hard to get me a passport, and then she tried to get me a visa. Everything was really hard because of my ethnicity and because of my religion. Then she had to find the people smuggler to smuggle me out of Afghanistan to a safe country. It was really hard for her to make that decision, and also hard for me. It was more hard for her, I think, because she had to sell everything that my father owned. Basically everything that we had. She had to sell everything to save that amount of money which was required for the smuggler to send me to a safe country. So the whole process was very emotional, very sad. And I knew, because the smuggler told my mom that the journey that I'm taking to a safe country, it is 90% risk that I will die on the way. There's very little chance if I make it, I will survive, but most high likely that I will die on the way before getting to a safe country. Knowing that it's not a safe journey, knowing that I'm going with these smugglers, they're not good people, knowing the feeling that I had when I arrived in Australia was very mixed. I was happy. I called mom after 2 months. For her, I was dead. But when she knew that I was alive, she was very happy, and I called her. She was on the phone for minutes crying, and she couldn't believe that I made it. And I was happy because I knew that this is a safe country. I knew that people were kind, they would protect me. So I had very mixed feeling. I was very happy and excited. And then knowing that I made it, that was a big thing for me. And after a few days, the immigration officer told me that the Australian immigration policy has changed. In August 2012, I arrived in Australia in November 2012. So that means if anyone who comes by boat after August 2012, they won't get a permanent protection from Australia. The Australian immigration will send them to Nauru or Manus Island, or they will send them back to where they came from. So it was really hard for me, because coming all the way to Australia, make very hard journey, survive it, and knowing that I wouldn't be protected by the Australian immigration, it was really hard for me. So I was happy that I made it, and a few days later I was really sad that I will be deported back to Afghanistan. I knew that if I was deported back to Afghanistan, that was end of my life. Or if they send me to Nauru and Manus Island, I will be there forever. Like the other refugees who got stuck in Nauru and Manus Island, they're still there. They came with me. I was lucky that I was released in the community after a few months. And it was basically luck that they were sent to Nauru and Manus Island, and they're still there. So knowing those two things that would happen to me was very sad as well. And also I was very happy because the people, when I released from the immigration center, from the immigration detention center, people were very welcoming. They were very nice to me. I didn't speak any English. I got a scholarship from people to go to college, learn English. And after that, I got into the college. I did diploma in IT. I did a diploma in graphic design. It was basically the people who offered me help, and they helped me through the whole process, even until I have my new visa, which is called Safe Haven Enterprise Visa. It's for 5 years. It's for me. But look, I'm dreaming that I want to work in community. I want to work with people. I want to give back to the community. But if you see, technically, I can't do anything because I can't stay in Australia permanently. I might be deported once my visa is expired back to Afghanistan, and I know that's the end of my life. I don't know what's next for me, knowing that my visa expiring in a few years. It's really hard for me to have a future, to think about what will happen to me in a few years. I travel outside of Australia once a year, and that's only to see my family. I can't go back to Afghanistan, so I go to Pakistan to see my family, and I'm allowed to travel only once a year. That's it. I cannot travel to any other countries. I have to provide a reason that why I'm going to this country, and I cannot go any other countries where I don't have my families.